It is no secret by now, I really like Overwatch. I've been getting back into it for about 3-ish months, and I'm having a somewhat decent time. The game has its flaws, but it's fun nonetheless. I've mained Cassidy since 2016, and I still am, and I'm not too terrible, I'd say, judging from these clips here. But I am also a much bigger fan of TF2. Who am I kidding? TF2 is a game that I grew up with, and it's a game that I can have fun in no matter what. Now, being a fan of both of these games, that got me thinking, what does TF2 have that Overwatch doesn't? And there's quite a few differences between the two. So today, I decided to compile a short list of features that TF2 has that Overwatch 2 doesn't. Starting right off when you boot up the game, both games have pretty neat menus, with TF2 having a drop-off of a random map followed by a photo of one of the mercenaries, and Overwatch 2's is just a still image, not bad. Now, when we go into the hero gallery is when we start getting into things that TF2 already excels in. This hero gallery is gross. If you want to look at items, you have to go to your hero gallery, find the hero that you want to look at, and then take a look at the items. But in TF2's backpack, every single item you own is in this backpack, no matter which class. And you can also sort your backpack however you'd like, so that you can put things right where you want them or need them to be. On the topic of items, Overwatch has a few things you can customize with the heroes, be it skins, emotes, highlight intros, and what have you. But TF2 takes customization to a whole new level. TF2 has over 1,800 cosmetics you can use to customize your character however you want, 100 different taunts, hundreds of different weapon skins, and lots of weapons. And on the topic of weapons, interchangeable weapons are something that makes TF2 unique from Overwatch, in that you can switch up your stock weapons with one that can drastically change gameplay. For example, with Scout, you can equip a baseball bat that allows you to triple jump. For Soldier, you can use a rocket launcher that can quickly fire rounds when blast jumping. And for Medic, guns that can do all sorts of different things when charged, like guaranteed crits or certain damage vulnerabilities. Not a lot of video games in general have a weapon pool as diverse as TF2, so this is something that I guess can make TF2 unique from all video games, especially Overwatch since they're direct competitors. Now let's queue for a game in both games. TF2 has a large pool of maps and game modes that you can select and deselect in your matchmaking process, and you can load into thousands of community-made servers filled with custom gameplay, game modes, maps, and more. Overwatch, however, just throws you into a random map in a random game mode through a pool of about 27 maps. And some of these maps and game modes are a lot better and worse than one another. So having the option to maybe deselect these from the pool would be pretty nice. And Overwatch community servers are there, but they're pretty boring, with a few mini games to choose from. But most servers are just all talk, chill server, girls only, must have mic 18 plus, or the hundreds of one dad, 11 kid variants. And there's just some straight up weird ones, but we're not even gonna get into that. Oh shit, what the fuck? This is the developer console, used to perform many different tasks, such as loading into servers and changing up your settings, like view model FOV, or enabling left-handed view models, for example. Overwatch does not have this, unfortunately. Moving on. TF2 is one of the most heavily modded games out there, with more and more mods being made for it every single day, ranging from animation overhauls to weapon reskins to fempyro to custom taunt animations to fempyro.
Oh my goodness! Don't let your kids watch it!
The TF2 modding community is still very active and still making more cool stuff, such as Tropic Crisis, for example. Overwatch, unfortunately, doesn't allow this. Now, you can modify certain things in custom games, but you can't mod stuff like animation overhauls or custom maps or fempyro, most importantly. And another thing that TF2 has that Overwatch lacks in is community-created content. TF2 relies on community-created content nowadays, and it's what is usually seen in modern patches nowadays, with new cosmetics, maps, taunts, and unusual effects, and some community stuff goes hard, like the Smith 2023 map pool, in my opinion. Those were like some of the best maps we've ever gotten, I feel like. I don't know, that might just be a me thing, I might just be weird. Overwatch, however, doesn't do this for some reason. I think it'd be amazing for them to let their community go crazy with custom skins or maps, but right now, the only real community-created content for Overwatch is the massive amount of pornography that gets made for it to this day. That is sad. Speaking of modding, TF2's UI is also very customizable, like some custom HUDs to change how your UI looks. With Overwatch, this unfortunately can't be changed. Now, in both games, you can communicate with your team through voice lines, but in Overwatch, there is a glaring problem with this. Take a look at both games side by side and see if you can tell what's wrong.
Yeah, thanks. That freaking sniper's a spy. Yeah, gotcha. Sweet. Wicked. Little help. Yeah, thanks.
Appreciate it.
Haven't slept.
Yeah. Was up last night. Thinking about who we used to be.
You got the demon on your side. Gods pity the man who remains sane.
Why are the Overwatch characters telepathically speaking? I don't know, this might just be a gripe on my part, but I hate the fact that Overwatch doesn't have lip syncing with voice lines like how TF2 does. I feel like this would give the heroes a lot more character than they already have. I mean, characters like Junkrat are already so heavily animated. Why not animating him speaking? He'd probably look like a nut doing that, which would be awesome. It would add so much to the character value of the heroes. A huge missed opportunity on Blizzard's part, in my opinion, and something that TF2 has excelled in since launch. Now we get into gameplay, and you may notice that Overwatch movement mechanics is a lot different from TF2's movement mechanics. For instance, in Overwatch, side strafing is very important to not get hit in fights because side strafing in Overwatch is an instantaneous movement. In TF2, you can also utilize side strafing to help in fights, but mid-air mobility is something that Team Fortress 2 1000% excels in. With mechanics such as blast jumping and air strafing, slower classes like Soldier or Demoman can easily and quickly fly to the objective in no time at all. With there even being weapons in the game to help with learning how to blast jump. And for air strafing, hell, any class can air strafe. It can help with making tricky jumps that you normally wouldn't be able to make, and it can help you in fights as well. Now, you guys may be yelling at me through the screens, but Junkrat can blast jump. Barely. For some reason, when you're flying through the air in Overwatch, unless you're playing a character that has wings, it feels like your forward momentum gradually decreases, which hinders your blast distance tremendously. In TF2, on the other hand, forward momentum when flying through the air stays the same, allowing you to do crazy rollouts like the one you see here, which as you get more and more advanced with this movement in TF2, you can enter avenues like shrimping, which is also a crazy skill to have in TF2, and very difficult at that. In Overwatch, there's some characters that enhance the team's mobility, like Lucio, but it's really just not the same. Some characters are just slow, and there's not much you can do about it. In TF2, almost every class has some sort of mobility item that they use to their advantage to make them faster than they usually are. All in all, TF2 very much excels in the movement department of these two games. Now, I'm going to take a look at my TF2 match, and... Whoa. What's everyone doing? Overwatch players. These are called friendlies. They join servers just to have fun and to interact with other people. And this is the current scene of casual Team Fortress 2. You can load into casual and just find a server with a bunch of heavies holding sandwiches throwing them at people. That would not fly in Overwatch, which is pretty sad. Overwatch is a very competitive, if not over-competitive game that is meant to be taken seriously. For a 5v5 shooter, that makes sense. Everyone plays their part and everyone has their strengths to ultimately take the team to victory. But we're not in competitive. This is quick play. which a lot of people take very seriously to the point that it's funny and downright embarrassing. It is impossible to mess around in an Overwatch match without getting mass reported by everyone for, quote, gameplay sabotage. Overwatch is so competitive that you will get kicked for inactivity for being AFK for more than 55 seconds. That is outrageous, even with some whales in the competitive Overwatch space recommending adult diapers so that you don't have to walk out during a match to go to the bathroom. This was said unironically. Honestly, the competitive Overwatch scene is a joke and something that I feel brings the game down entirely. Unless you're at the tippy top of the totem pole, it is very hard to progress normally in competitive Overwatch. Look over here. Everyone is dancing and having a good time. Nobody got reported. Nobody got banned. No one's wearing adult diapers. Everyone is having a good time. This would never happen in Overwatch, which is sad. It sucks. TF2 is one of the only shooters where you can have a blast in without being good at the game, which also gives TF2 its charm it withholds to this day. Now, Overwatch community servers do exist, like I said before, but they're usually pretty boring and just straight up filled with weirdos, so they don't get touched very often. Like, here's an average interaction in an Overwatch community server.
I like both kinds of music, country and western.
Man, shut your bitch ass up.
But in TF2, this is very much a norm. Now, another thing regarding TF2 items is the economy surrounding TF2. TF2 has a lot of items that are worth real life money, that people are willing to pay a lot of for some cosmetics. And this caused TF2's economy to be made, with currencies and websites that people can price items with depending on their quantity and rarity. Overwatch, however, is a money furnace when it comes to microtransactions. Once you buy something, you're never seeing that money again, which is how most games are nowadays, Valve games being the exception, but still something that Overwatch doesn't have. And last thing that I'm going to talk about that TF2 has that Overwatch doesn't is the ability to gamble. I'm wasting all my money because I'm in power. I just got a strange, unusual Now, that was a short list of things that TF2 has that Overwatch doesn't. If y'all got anything to add to this list, definitely leave it in the comments. I know, all of them are going to say TF2 has bots and Overwatch doesn't. Cool. In the end, I still enjoy Overwatch. It's a fun game, especially with friends, but TF2 will always have a step above Overwatch. Bots or no bots. Updates or no updates. TF2 always seems to have something over Overwatch, no matter what Blizzard does. And that's something remarkable about TF2. A game that is a direct competitor of it, and even in some aspects is better than TF2, still somehow falls short from TF2's glory. And that's the end of the video. Thank you guys for watching. This was fun. I had a great time making this. Words. Thank you guys for watching. If you want to view more stuff on my channel, go check it out. I make a lot of stuff like this. Some more stuff planned for the future. Got some TF2 videos planned. And then music and TF2 and stuff. But yeah, that's about it. Thank you guys for watching. I love you all. Hope y'all have a good one. See ya.